Libra, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of April. We begin the month in Aries season, and there's a lot of cardinal fire in the sky. Chiron, the wounded healer, Venus, the planet of love and money, and the Sun are all transiting in Aries in your house of relationships. So a lot around partnerships in the month of April. If you're single, it's an excellent time for meeting people and partnering with people. You already have Saturn and Jupiter transiting in your house of love affairs and romance and creativity, and this adds extra fuel to partnering with other people and really is a big focus of the month. On the 3rd of April, Mercury, which is the planet of communication, also enters the sign of Aries, and it'll be transiting there until April 19th. So a lot of focus on relationships, and that's your specialty. On April 6th, Venus forms a beautiful aspect to Mars, and that's really creative energy. It's very romantic energy. Mars is transiting in Gemini in your house of teaching and learning and manifesting, and that's a very harmonious creative combination. On the 9th of April, Saturn trines the north node of fate, and that could bring very special opportunities for romantic relationships, for professional opportunities. Pay attention to whom you meet, but there could be some glitches. Mercury meets up with Chiron, the wounded healer. That could bring up wounds in your relationships because that's the house it's falling in. And later that day, Mars squares Neptune, and that could delay things, that could make things murky, but I would still say it's a very significant day, and pay attention a few days before and after to whom you meet. On the 10th of April, Mercury forms a helpful sextile to Saturn, and that's excellent for communication, for business. Venus also works in harmony with Jupiter, and those are the two benefics of the zodiac. Very good for love, good for money, so it's very nice energy. On the 11th of April, there is a new moon that takes place at 10:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 22 degrees and 25 minutes of Aries. This falls in your house of relationships. This is a very powerful new moon. It triggers the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that occurred on January 12th of last year. And that's the conjunction that changed the world and brought down many structures in our lives. This new moon will hopefully give you information of how you can proceed forward, what you can do, to reinvent yourself in this new age of Aquarius. Maybe it gives you information on what you've been working on so far. I feel it's a very powerful new moon. It's the first sign of the zodiac. It's a cardinal sign that likes to make things happen. But Venus squares Pluto, and Venus is transiting in your house of relationships. That could bring breakups, that could bring power struggles or love triangles or triangles in general. Be wary of that contentious energy because it's a powerful new moon, but a little bit fiery in its energy in many ways. On the 14th of April, Venus enters the sign of Taurus, where it'll be transiting until May 8th. This is it'll be transiting in your house of joint resources and healing and transformation. Figure out what you need to purge and release to get what you want. On the 16th of April, we have the Sun squaring Pluto in the sky, and the Sun is transiting in your house of relationships. Pluto is transiting at the bottom of your chart in your house of home and family. Maybe there are issues with relatives or just, some power struggles. On the 17th of April, Mars trines Jupiter in the sky. Mars is transiting in Gemini in your house of teaching and promotion and manifesting. And it is trining Jupiter, which is transiting in your house of creativity and love affairs. Jupiter is the grand benefic. It's a beautiful energy, really lucky. And Mercury forms a sextile to both Mars and Jupiter, so it's working in harmony. Really good for getting things done, for manifesting, for feeling optimistic. Later in the day, Mercury squares Pluto. That could bring power struggles, but if you're working on a project that requires a lot of research, that could be very helpful energy for getting to the bottom of things. Just lay low on people being a bit fiery, but I think it is a really good day to get things done. On the 19th of April, the Sun enters Taurus, where it'll be transiting until May 20th in your 8th house of intimacy and joint resources. And Mercury also enters Taurus, where it'll be transiting until May 3rd. Now you have a lot of focus on money and debt and getting that in line, and also on intimacy and healing work. On the 23rd of April, Venus and Uranus meet up in that house. That could bring unexpected financial opportunities, unexpected romantic opportunities. That energy seems a little more fun because the moon is making good aspects. But again, with Uranus, expect the unexpected. On the 25th of April, Venus squares Saturn in the sky. That will be challenging around relationships and around getting your needs met. Focus on doing hard work and laying low. On the 26th of April, we have a full moon that takes place at 11:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 7 degrees and 6 minutes of the fixed water sign of Scorpio. That's going to be intense. That full moon is just one day before Pluto stations retrograde at 26 degrees and 48 minutes of Capricorn. We feel that Pluto station 5 days before and 5 days after. Pluto is the cosmic compost, which forces us to eliminate things that no longer work for us in order that we transcend. It's the planet of death and rebirth. It's also the ruler of Scorpio, which is that full moon. And the full moon is technically in its fall position because it's exalted in Taurus. Heavy full moon in your 12th house of endings, dreams. You might get very prophetic dreams during that time. A lot of intensity. We'll all be feeling it on the collective, definitely. Major endings, major beginnings, and changes. On the 29th of April, Mercury forms a sextile to Venus, and that could be helpful energy. And then we have on the 30th, the Sun meets up with Uranus, and that could bring unexpected news. It could be very innovative. That's also in your house of money and transformation. Busy month, an intense month, very Pluto-driven, but good for getting things done. I wish you a lot of luck, Libra, a lot of focus on relationships for you. Take care.